Good morning. This is Sachin Thakur, Assistant Professor, Electrical Engineering Department, Chandigarh Polytechnical College, Gurgaon. In this lecture, we are discussing about the equivalent circuit of three-phase induction motor. Equivalent circuit of three-phase induction motor. As we know that the equivalent circuit of three-phase induction motor is similar to the equivalent circuit of transformer, but in case of this induction motor, this equivalent circuit is short-circuited at secondary side. But in case of transformer, the secondary, there are two types of windings: primary winding and the secondary winding. In primary winding, we give supply to the primary winding, and from secondary side, there is the load is connected at the secondary side. But in case of this three-phase induction motor, the secondary side is short-circuited by the secondary side is short-circuited. The main difference between that is in between transformer, the equivalent circuit of transformer and the three-phase induction motor is that in three-phase induction motor, the secondary side is short-circuited, but in transformer at secondary side there is a load connected. If we draw about, let us draw this equivalent circuit. First of all, here one resistance. This is inductance, primary side inductance. This is primary winding. This represents the core. This is secondary side resistance. This is secondary side inductance. Here is secondary side secondary winding. In here, the secondary side is short circuited. Here we give supply Vs with frequency F. Here R1 is the primary side resistance, X1 is the primary side reactance. Here E1 is the primary side induced EMF, E2 is the secondary side induced EMF, R2 is the secondary side resistance, and X2 is the secondary side reactance. Okay. Now let us consider that this transformer is 1:1 transformer. 1:1 transformer means the number of primary winding, the number of winding in the primary side is equal to the number of turns in the secondary side. This 1:1 transformer shows that the number of turns in primary winding is same as the number of turns in the secondary winding. Okay. Now, now from here, as I said that the transformer, as I said that in transformer, the primary side is same as it is of this equivalent circuit of induction motor, but there is a difference in secondary side. In transformer, the secondary side we connect the load, but in three-phase induction motor, we shorted this secondary side. Now let us calculate some parameters from this equivalent circuit. First of all, as we know that when we give three-phase supply to the stator of the induction motor, a three-phase rotating magnetic field can be produced. This rotating magnetic field produced cuts the rotor magnetic field, and then an EMF is induced in the secondary side according to the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction. When there is interaction of stator magnetic field and the rotor magnetic field, then the torque is induced in the rotor of the induction motor. Okay. Now there are two conditions in induction motor. First is standstill. There are two conditions in the induction motor. First is stand still, and second one is running condition. There are two conditions. First is standstill, and another one is running condition. First, what is standstill condition? Standstill condition is that condition when we give supply to a three-phase induction motor, but the rotor of the induction motor do not rotate. This is the standstill condition. Running condition is that condition yet the supply is continued on the stator of the induction motor, and the rotor rotating. This is the running condition. Now we have to find some parameters from that equation. First is what is the induced EMF in secondary side, what is the power factor, what is the value of current, and what is the reactance on secondary side. Let us discuss first at standstill condition. Now first is standstill condition. Now if we consider here, this is RC and this is XM. RC and this is XM. RC is core resistance and XM is magnetizing reactance. Now, how this parameter comes from? As we know, there is a there is the winding in the stator, three-phase winding in the stator. Now, every winding has their own resistance and reactance. Because this is AC motor, therefore reactance is also present. This R1 is the primary winding resistance, and this X1 is the primary winding reactance. This is due to the these two parameters are due to this stator winding. Now, what is this RC? RC represents the core losses in the transformer. As we know, there is the core at which the stator winding is placed. RC represents the core losses, and this XM represents the magnetizing reactance, which is responsible for generation of flux in the core. The function of the magnetizing reactance is to generate a magnetic flux in the core. First is standstill condition. If I1 is the current in the primary winding and I2 is the current in the secondary winding, here I1 is the current in the primary winding and I2 is the current in the secondary winding. Now we have to calculate the parameters. EMF induced, what is the value of current, secondary current, secondary induced EMF, this X2, and what is power factor. We have to calculate these parameters from that equivalent circuit. Now first, there is a standstill condition. As I told you, standstill condition is that condition when we give supply to the stator of the three-phase induction motor, the rotor do not rotate. That is standstill condition. Only we give supply to the stator, but the rotor did not rotate at standstill condition. Okay. Now, what is the effect on this induced EMF? When the motor is at standstill condition, this induced EMF E1 is equal to E2 because the rotor of the induction motor do not rotate at standstill condition. Therefore, when we give supply to the three-phase induction motor at the windings, then there is a EMF induced in the stator winding. This EMF is same as that of the E2 because this because the rotor don't rotate at standstill condition. That's why this induced EMF E1 is equal to the induced EMF E2. This is the primary side. This is the secondary side. Okay. Now, if this is the condition as if the transformer is 1:1. As we know, in practical there is no 1:1 transformer. If this number of turns, if this number of primary turns is not equal to the number of secondary turns, then what is the condition here? Then how we can calculate this EMF? As we know, the transformation ratio of transformer is given by A is equal to N2 upon N1 is equal to E2 upon E1. From if we if we are talking about if number of turns in the primary winding is not same as the number of turns in the secondary winding, then how we can calculate this secondary induced EMF? Now, this secondary induced EMF can be calculated from this transformation ratio, which is given by K is equal to N2 upon N1 is equal to E2 upon E1 is equal to I1 upon I2. From here, we can calculate E2 is equal to N2 into E1 upon N1. This is the case of the practical transformer. If this transformation ratio not if this transformation if this number of primary winding is not similar to the number of secondary winding. Now this is the formula to calculate the secondary induced EMF at practical in practical cases. Now second is frequency. Now what is the frequency? When we give the supply to the three-phase induction motor with frequency f, because the rotor do not rotate at standstill condition, therefore this frequency is same as this frequency. Here fr is the rotor frequency, because at standstill the rotor do not rotate, therefore the supply frequency is equal to the rotor frequency. Now third one is, what is this x2? X2 is the secondary winding reactance. Now x2, as we know that the formula for reactance is x2 is equal to 2 pi fl. Okay, here we're talking about the secondary side, therefore here at secondary side the frequency is fr. Okay, now at standstill condition this f is equal to fr, therefore 2 pi fl. Therefore at standstill condition the reactance remains same, that is x2. Okay, now what is the value of current at standstill condition? Now we are talking about the current at standstill condition. What is the value of current, secondary side current at standstill condition? Why we calculate secondary side parameters? Because the rotor is connected at secondary side, that's why we calculate the parameter of secondary side. Now what is the value of current? This I2 is on the secondary side. As we know, what is the formula of current? Current is nothing but the V upon Z. Z is impedance. Because we are talking about here three-phase induction motor that is works on AC supply, that's why here Z is impedance. Impedance is nothing but the combination of resistance plus reactance. Okay, if this is the DC, if this is DC motor, then what is the formula of current? Then the formula of current is equal to, if this is DC motor, then the formula of current is equal to I is equal to V upon R. But in case of AC motor, the formula of current is equal to I is equal to V upon Z. Okay, that is the combination of resistance, inductance, and the capacitance. Now here at secondary side, the induced EMF here voltage is E2. At secondary side, the voltage induced is E2, and Z is the combination of this R plus x2 ka square, because we are talking about secondary side. Therefore here R2 square plus x2 square. This is the value of current at secondary side. If we are talking about power factor, what is power factor? Power factor is nothing but the ratio of resistance to the impedance. That is impedance. Here the value of R is R2, because we are talking about secondary side, therefore in place of R there is R2, and in place of Z there is R2 plus x2 ka square. This is the value of power factor at secondary side. As we know, the power factor has no unit, because in in numerical part there is resistance, and in denominator part there is impedance. The unit of resistance is ohm, and the unit of impedance is also ohm. Therefore, the power factor has no unit. Now, let us discuss again from starting. We are discussing about equivalent circuit of three-phase induction motor. Here, I draw this equivalent circuit of three-phase induction motor. This equivalent circuit of three-phase induction motor is similar to that of the transformer, but in equivalent circuit of three-phase induction motor, this secondary side is short-circuited, but in case of transformer, this at the secondary side there is the load connected in transformer. Now let us consider this transformer is 1:1 transformer. Means to say the number of turns in primary side is equal to number of turns in the secondary side. But as we know, this never happens that this number of turns in the primary side is equal to number of turns in the secondary side. But for assumption, we take 1:1 transformer. Now I discussed that there are two conditions. First is standstill condition and another is running condition. Standstill condition is that condition when we give supply to the stator of three-phase induction motor, but the rotor of induction motor don't rotate. Okay. Now we have to calculate the parameters from the equivalent circuit. First is this induced EMF at secondary side, secondary current, secondary reactance, and this power factor. Okay. Why we are talking about secondary side? Because the shaft is connected at the secondary side. Okay. This primary side is stator side. This primary side is stator side, and this secondary side is rotor side. Okay. You can say this primary side is stator side and the secondary side is rotor side. Now we have to calculate the parameters that secondary side induced EMF, secondary current, secondary reactance, and what is the value of power factor. Now first is we have to calculate the secondary induced EMF. As we know, the rotor at standstill condition the rotor don't rotate. Therefore, this EMF induced in the secondary side is same as the EMF induced in the primary side. Okay, same as the case of frequency. When we give supply, this supply frequency is same as the rotor frequency because the rotor is at rest position. Therefore, this supply frequency is equal to the rotor frequency. Now, third is secondary side reactance. Reactance, the formula for reactance is given by 2 into pi into f into L. L is inductance. Because here we are talking about secondary side, then we consider the secondary side frequency. Here at secondary side, the frequency is FR because at standstill condition, this FR is equal to F. Therefore, X2 is equal to 2 pi FL. Therefore, at secondary side, the reactance will remain same, that is X2. Now next is current, secondary side current. As we know, the formula for the current is given by I is equal to V upon R. This is for DC circuit. But this induction motor works on a supply, then the formula for current is I is equal to V upon Z. Z is impedance, that is nothing but the impedance, which is a combination of resistance, inductance, which is a combination of resistance, inductance, and the capacitive reactance. Inductive reactance and the capacitive reactance and the resistance. That is the combination of these three things. Here, Z is equal to R square plus X square. Okay. Now, but this is here we put the V on Z. As we know, the secondary side voltage is E2 and impedance is R2 plus X2 ka square. This is the formula for current at secondary side. Now, what is power factor? Power factor is the ratio of resistance to the impedance. Here, resistance is R2 at secondary side and impedance is R2 plus X2 ka square. Okay, this is the standstill parameters. Now, we are discussing. Now, we are discuss about at what is the value of these parameters at running condition. Now, what is the value of these parameters at running condition? Now, second condition is running condition. Running condition is that condition when the router starts rotating. When the router starts rotating, then there is a existence of this slip. There is a existence of slip. Slip is nothing but the synchronous speed minus motor speed, shaft speed. NS is synchronous speed. Synchronous speed is nothing but the speed of three-phase rotating magnetic field at stator. Okay, and its formula is 120 F upon P. Okay, what is this NM? NM is nothing but the shaft speed. Okay, you can also say that shaft speed. This slip is nothing but the difference between the synchronous speed minus shaft speed. When the motor starts at running condition, when the motor is at running condition, then this funda of slip comes. Then what is slip? Slip is nothing but the NS minus NM. NS is 120 F upon P and NM is shaft speed. Now calculate the parameter, that is E2. At running condition, this E2, what is the value of this secondary side induced EMF? The secondary side induced EMF value is S into E2. We have to calculate the parameters at secondary side. Therefore, the value of secondary side induced EMF is given by S into E2. Here, S is slip. Slip is nothing but the difference of slip is nothing but the difference of synchronous speed minus rotor speed. As we know that the EMF equation of DC motor is given by Eg is equal to phi Z NP upon 60 into A. Here, this generated EMF at secondary side Eg is directly proportional to N. Here, now, here N is nothing but this N is nothing but the difference of synchronous speed minus rotor speed. Okay, here this N is nothing but the synchronous speed or minus rotor speed. That's why here we multiply S with E2, because at running condition the slip the funda of slip comes, and this slip is if we multiply the slip with induced EMF, then it will give the secondary side induced EMF. Okay, now similar case now this is the secondary side induced EMF. Now if we are talking about the frequency, what is the frequency at the secondary side? Now as I said, at running condition the slip exists. Therefore, the secondary side, the frequency at secondary side is given by S into Fr. But at standstill condition, this supply frequency is same as the rotor frequency. But when we are talking about the running condition, then this slip comes in at rotor side. Therefore, we multiply S with each term. Firstly, if we are talking about the induced EMF, then we multiply S with the E2. Now, we are talking about the secondary side induced EMF. Now, secondary side induced EMF is nothing but the S into Fr. Sorry, secondary side frequency is nothing but the S into Fr. Fr is rotor frequency. Now, the third term is secondary side reactance. Secondary side reactance is X2. As we know, this X2 is nothing but the 2 pi F L. Okay, 2 pi F L. This here frequency is rotary frequency because we are talking about secondary side. Therefore, from previous we saw that FR is equal to S into FR because the slip comes. Therefore, here 2 pi into S into FR into L. This is the secondary side reactance. Okay, or we can say that this is that is equal to S into X2. Okay, we can also say that the reactance induced at secondary side is equal to S into X2. S is the slip. Okay. Similarly, for value of current at secondary side, the value of current at secondary side is given by I2. I2 is equal to V upon Z. Okay. Here, the voltage induced at secondary side is S into E2, and that is the combination of all these things. Then this R2 square plus S into X2, because this reactance is also multiplied with S. As we discussed earlier, the secondary side reactance is given by S into X2. And if we are talking about its power factor, then power factor is nothing but the ratio of resistance to the impedance. We are talking about the secondary side. Here resistance is R2, and Z is R2 square plus S into X2 का square. This is all about the running condition. Only at running condition, the existence of the slip exists at running condition, but at still condition, the slip is 1. Okay. If we are talking about at standstill condition, this slip is equal to 1, and if we are talking about at running condition, then this slip exists. This slip comes as. Okay. So this is the equivalent circuit of 3-phase induction motor. This is the equivalent circuit of 3-phase induction motor. Okay. Now, if we are at running condition only, the slip exists, but at standstill condition, the slip do not exist. Okay. Now here you can see this RC is the core. This RC represents the core losses in the stator winding, and this R2 is always remains same because this R2 is the part of this winding. Why? Because if we say about practical, say about practical thing, this winding has both resistance part and the reactance part. No one winding we are talking about practically thing. That's why we are taking that this winding has some resistance part and reactance part. Similarly, in secondary side, this is the secondary winding. This also has some resistance and some reactance. This component is responsible for, as I told you, this RC is the core loss. This RC represents the core loss component, and this XM represents the magnetizing component. Magnetizing component is responsible for generation of flux in the core. Thank you.